Good evening, families. My name is Mrs. Soika, and I am the principal of this great school. With me here tonight is Dr. Grant, our assistant principal. On behalf of the Manatee Cove family, we want to welcome you to our open house event and thank you for making time to be here tonight. We look forward to partnering with you to ensure your child has a positive and meaningful experience this year. Before turning this evening over to your child's teacher, I would like to take the liberty of sharing just a few things. First, I'm excited to share that Manatee Cove Elementary received the Superintendent's Initiative Attendance Award for the 2017 and 2018 school year because we did reduce our chronic absenteeism by 10%. Thank you for your efforts in getting your children to school on time every day. This is especially important because our foundational reading program is scheduled right at the beginning of the day, and it is critically important that our children all be a part of that. With your support, I am confident we can continue to reduce our absenteeism rate even further. Second, I would like to give a big shout out to our volunteers who, with over 25,000 hours logged, made our school the #1 school of elementary schools here in Volusia County for the highest number of volunteer hours. We cannot thank you enough for your willingness to share your time and talents with us.
Third, in order to provide a positive and safe learning environment for all, we use a school-wide discipline plan here at Manatee Cove that includes a series of consequences based on the seriousness of the offense. Possible consequences range from a conference or warning to out-of-school suspension. The consequences are progressive, meaning students will typically receive a lesser consequence for a first-time offense. The consequences will typically increase in severity for repeated behaviors. Please know we do have a zero-tolerance policy regarding 2 specific behaviors, and students who engage in these behaviors are suspended out of school immediately. The first one is hitting or striking. Students who hit, kick, or cause physical injury to another person on campus. The second one is direct insubordination. Students who refuse to follow a reasonable request from a teacher or staff member on campus. Fourth, I want to provide an update on our movement to a single point of entry. You will see a tightening of security on and around our campus. This is happening across all campuses throughout our district and state, and we must be consistent. To that end, we have begun implementing a number of changes. All parents will use the parent pickup loop when dropping off or picking up your students. Parents may not enter the faculty lot or bus loop to pick up or drop off students. We are asking that parents who walk children to the multipurpose room or PE courts in the morning do not linger in those areas. It is important that students follow the expected procedures by sitting with their class and that they are ready to leave promptly when their teacher arrives. We are asking parents who use the handicapped spaces in front of the main office to please be sensitive to the fact that there are only 4 spaces. Many families need access to those spaces in order to pick students with disabilities up. You can help by not parking in these spaces for an extended period of time.
Finally, we have maintained our status this year as a Title I school. You will hear in a few minutes that Title I status is determined by a school's percentage of families receiving free and reduced lunch. This year, our percentage of free and reduced lunch increased to 77%, which was a 4% increase over last year. As a result of that increase, our Title I budget was also increased to $162,000. This money will be used this year to benefit students in a variety of ways. We strongly urge you to complete the free and reduced lunch application, even if you think you do not qualify, so that we can maintain our status as a Title I school for next year as well. And now, for your viewing pleasure, we have a brief video describing Title I and what that means for our students and our school. Thank you so much for coming tonight and have a great evening. Good night.
Bye.
This brief presentation reviews Title I programs and what they mean for our school. The No Child Left Behind Act is an education law that was passed in 2001. It is the reauthorization of the 1965 Elementary and Secondary Education Act, which includes Title I. NCLB's main objective is to provide a high-quality education to all students. Parents play a major role in this effort. The purpose of Title I funding is to help ensure that all children have a fair, equal, and significant opportunity to obtain a high-quality education. There are several sections to Title I law. These sections are Title I Part A, Improving Academic Achievement, Title I Part C, Migrant Education Program, and Title I Part D, Neglected and Delinquent. Schools receive federal funds based on the percentage of students who qualify for free and reduced meals. The funds provide additional personnel, staff training, materials and supplies, tutoring, technology, and parental involvement activities. Title I schools are required to write a parent involvement plan. The PIP outlines how schools will include families in education. You can participate in the planning and improvement of parent involvement programs at your child's school. The plan must be made with input from parents. Title I funds support high-quality education programs for migrant children. This program helps ensure that migrant children who move among the states are not penalized by differences in curriculum, graduation requirements, or state academic standards. Funds also ensure that migrant children are provided with appropriate education and supportive services. The purpose of Title I, Part D, is to improve educational services for neglected and delinquent youth in local and state institutions. Its objective is to prevent at-risk youth from dropping out of school and to provide a support system for youth returning from correctional facilities or institutions for neglected children. How are Title I schools identified? Schools become Title I schools based on the number of students eligible for the free and reduced meal program. The funding helps ensure that all children meet the challenging state academic standards. To apply for the free and reduced meal program, parents may complete an online or paper application. All personal information is kept confidential. One application can be completed for all of your children, even if they attend different schools. The funding supports your school. Allocations are based on the percentage of approved applications. The No Child Left Behind Act values parents as partners in all aspects of education. Meaningful parental involvement is one of the cornerstones of the reform initiatives contained in the No Child Left Behind Act. We invite you to be involved in school by attending parent meetings throughout the year. You may request information about the professional qualifications of your child's teachers. You may also help write the Parent Involvement Plan and the School Parent Compact, and provide recommendations in the School Improvement Plan. Parental involvement is critical to student achievement. When parents are involved in their children's education at home, children perform better in school. By actively participating in their child's education, Parents send a critical message to their child. They are reinforcing the idea that school is important. We encourage you to be there. We appreciate your support and participation.